Hello everyone, my name is Akanksha Srivastav. I am an assistant professor of Balaji Law College, Pune. Today I am going to talk about Constitution of India, Article 21. Article 21 of our Indian Constitution lays down that no person shall be deprived of his life or personal liberty except according to procedure established by law. Now let us see what all these words means. Article 21 uses four crucial expressions, that is life. Life as here used, something more is meant than mere animal existence. The inhibitions against its deprivation extends to all those limbs and facilities by which life is enjoyed. Now what is personal liberty? In Article 21, it is of the widest amplitude and it covers a variety of rights which go to constitute personal liberty of man, and some of them have been raised to status of distinct fundamental rights. Now what is law? Law constitution makes no distinction in principle between a law made by the legislature and ordinance issued by president. Both are equally subject to limitations which the constitution has placed upon that power. Now procedure established by law, it extends both to substantive as well as procedural law. A procedure not fulfilling these attributes is no procedure at all in the eyes of Article 21. Now, Article 21 includes right to medical care, right to food, right to livelihood, right to privacy, right to healthy environment, right to education, right to shelter, and many more. Right to life under Article 21, right to live is not restricted to mere animal or physical existence. It is the right to live with human dignity and all that goes along with it, namely the bare necessities of life such as adequate nutrition, clothing and shelter. You must have heard about Roti Kapda Makan, and this judgment was held in Kharak Singh versus State of UP, Sunil Batra versus Delhi Administration, Maneka Gandhi versus Union of India, Francis Correll Moline versus Union Territory of Delhi, etc. Right to life would take within its sweep the right to food. This was held in Shanti Sir Builder versus Narayan Khimalal Tomate, Air India Statutory Corporation versus United Labour Union, etc. Freedom of starvation is as important as right to life. This was held in Keshavananda Bharti versus State of Kerala. Then Article 21 of the Indian Constitution protects the every citizen a right to live with human dignity. Would the very existence of life of those families which are below poverty line not come under such danger of want of appropriate schemes and implementations thereof to provide requisite aid to such families? Now, in Mr. X versus Hospital Z, AIR 1999 Supreme Court 495, it was held that Supreme Court explained that Article 21 of Indian Constitution entitles a person to lead a healthy life, and therefore the woman who was married to a person was entitled to know whether her prospective husband has any deadly and communicable disease. So this talks about right to privacy. Now, right to health. Vincent versus Union of India, AIR 1987. The Supreme Court held that a healthy body is the very foundation of all human activities. Even Article 47, a directive principle, lays stress on improvement of public health, unprohibition of drugs injurious to health as one of the primary duties of the state. Right to education. Mohini Jain versus State of Karnataka, AIR 1992 is one of the landmark case. The right to education flows directly from right to life, and the right to education being concomitant to the fundamental rights. The state is under a constitutional mandate to provide educational institutions at all levels for the benefit of the citizens. Then Vishakha versus State of Rajasthan, AIR 1997 is again one of the landmark case. The Supreme Court has declared sexual harassment of a working woman at her place of work and amounting to violation of right of gender equality and right to life and liberty, which is clear violation of Article 14, Article 15 and Article 21. Article 14 and 15 talks about right to equality and Article 21 talks about right to life. Then right to livelihood. Olga Tellis versus Bombay Municipal Corporation, AIR 1986 SC 180. The right to livelihood is born out of the right to life, as no person can live without the means of living, that is, the means of livelihood. If the right to livelihood is not treated as a part and the parcel of the constitutional right of life, the easiest way of depriving a person of his right to life would be deprive him of means of livelihood to the point of abrogation. Thank you so much.